Hi everyone, it is Kate from the World Line. I am back with a new video this week. This week we're doing the sewing pattern releases for September. First and foremost, I'm going to apologise because I don't know what happened, but this video I should have done last weekend to come out right at the beginning of October, and now we're in the middle of October. Anyway, what can you do? So sorry, this is a week late. Right, September, sure you all felt it. Bit of a bumper month for new pattern releases. It was unreal. I couldn't even keep up with them. Every time I went onto Instagram there was another whole pile of releases. So the blog post took me absolutely ages this month. So when you've watched this, or go and have a look at the blog post because there are so many releases. There is definitely something for everyone this month. I have got 8 to talk to you about, so I'm going to get cracking. Right, first and foremost, we are going to talk Papercut Patterns. I'm sure a lot of you, well, were probably as excited as us with the new collection. If you haven't seen it, they release 6 patterns. They kind of do this twice a year. They kind of release a bulk collection, which I love because quite often they can be worn together. So I was going to talk to you about the stacker jacket, but I have mentioned this in the last couple of videos and I figured you're probably getting a little bit bored of it, so I'm not going to talk about that one. I've got 2 to talk to you about because I thought they were both really interesting. So the Axis dress from Papercut Patterns comes in sizes 4 to 20. It's available on the online shop. I picked this one because I really like how many options you get with it. I think it's quite a versatile pattern. You can see from the line drawing I'm showing you, there are different variations for the dress. So you can have this sort of high neck version that is on the sort of cover image. There's a wrap version. There's also a very plunging version with a tie. The cool thing about these is that they can be, I think they can be worn, they can be flipped. So I think you can wear the wrap version. I could be wrong. The wrap version is at the back. Maybe I am being, yes I am wrong. I am wrong. So, solid start to the video. So actually, from the line drawing it looked like you could interchange them, but I actually don't think you can. So the front has got this like really lovely kind of high neck version. Then there are variants for the back. So you can have this kind of wrap on the back. You can also have the tie. There are 2 options with the skirt, which I really like. You can either have a sort of real, quite fitted pencil skirt with a slit up the front, or you can have a very slightly straighter cut, kind of more classic shape. I think it's really good. You get quite a lot of bang for your buck with this pattern because once you've taken the time to get the fit right on the skirt for the dress, you can then make it as a skirt as well. So there's quite a lot of sort of things that you can do with it. There is also a variation with a big sort of tie around the front as well. So, right, next one. This is why I got confused about which way round you could wear them. I'm going to blame it on the next pattern, which is the Nexus blouse from Papercut. Again, this comes in sizes 4 to 20. So the thing that is definitely on this one is that you can wear this pattern both ways round. So you can have the buttons at the front or buttons at the back, which I really love. There are 2 variations for this blouse. There is a version with a sort of fluted sleeve, and there's a version with a gathered kind of, it's gathered into quite a big cuff. I really love this. I think it's really beautiful. One thing to note about the sort of cut of it is that it's dropped shoulder, and it's quite dramatically dropped. You can see from the model that it's almost sort of, because most drop things kind of come to about there, but this is sort of like down here. This style I personally doesn't look great on me, so it's definitely something to take into consideration. It doesn't suit everyone, but it's pretty beautiful. So in terms of fabric for this, I would probably make it, you need something with some drapes. So you can see here that they've used probably a kind of a viscose or a crepe, so you get that really nice kind of drape to it, and it also makes it feel kind of smarter, kind of more dressy, I think, when you make it in a sort of fabric like that. But I thought I included it because I thought it was quite wearable. I think a lot of us, if you work in an office and you need something a bit smart, you could totally make this, but also you could wear it at the weekend, sort of tucked into a pair of jeans. So I thought it was quite a versatile pattern. Next up, we've got the Westcliff dress from Friday Pattern Company. This comes in sizes 6 to 28. The great thing about this is it comes with 2 bust cup options. So it comes with a B cup and a D cup. Winner. I popped this one in because who doesn't need a jersey wrap dress in their life? I think it's a really classic shape. I think you'll get a lot of wear out of it. So the pattern I'm showing you, the kind of variation I'm showing you, is the kind of maxi version. It's got this really nice big ruffle, which kind of, looking at the looking at the model shot, I think it's kind of around the knee line. You've got this sort of gathering. The other nice feature of it is it has this seam up here around the kind of, I guess, on the bodice height, kind of top, going up around sort of near the shoulder, with gathering in it. This is really lovely feature. This actually, you see this quite often on with woven patterns. It's more unusual to see it on a jersey pattern. Most of the time on jersey patterns, that is added in to add some fullness, so it goes over the bust. Obviously you don't need that so much with jersey, but it's actually nice to have it in there. It means there's a little bit of extra give to go over the bust and fit better, because nobody wants a gaping wrap dress, and anyone with slightly bigger boobs will understand the woes of the gaping wrap dress, because we've all been there. The second version is a shorter version, and I just wanted to put the picture in because I thought the styling on this was really nice. It made it look kind of really young, quite fun, and actually really casual. So I thought, yeah, it's a really good pattern. Like, you're not going to regret buying this, because you'll probably make this year on year and, you know, really enjoy wearing it. The other thing to say is, I appreciate, for us in the UK, you're looking at it thinking, it's got short sleeves. It would be really easy to extend these to make them a bit longer for winter. So all in all, double win from me. Next up, we've got the Lynn jumpsuit from Silky Patterns. This comes in sizes 6 to 22. Anyone who hasn't come across Silky Patterns yet, they're definitely worth going and having a look at. They're a UK-based company. Their sort of USP is creating a sustainable pattern company. They write a lot about sustainability within the sewing community and what we can do to kind of make ourselves a bit, you know, more kind of better practice. Their website is definitely a kind of wealth of information about that. So if you are interested in that sort of thing, which we all really should be, it's definitely worth going and having a look. Anyway, I digress. The pattern. So this pattern is really quite an involved make. So if you are thinking, oh, it's winter, I want to kind of take on a slightly bigger challenge, I definitely think this would be a really nice option. I only say it's more complicated just in terms of the fit for this. So you can see from it, there's quite a lot of seams, quite a lot going on, which usually makes for a more complicated fit. So the pattern features, on the front of it, it's got princess seams. These go down past the waist seam into these kind of cool, kind of inbuilt, kind of curved pockets, which are really lovely. The back, you'll see it's got 2 darts on the bodice. There are different variations for the length of the trouser. They all are the same cut, but you can make them into shorts. You could have them as kind of cropped trousers, or you could have them full length. There's quite a big sort of dramatic tie, which I had a bit of a look at the pictures, and it looks like it's caught into the side seam of the pattern, which means you can either tie it at the front or tie it at the back. And then there are the, I guess, puff sleeves. You would say they're definitely puff, and a little cuff at the bottom. So yeah, there's quite a lot going on in this pattern. There's a lot happening. So I think it's a good one to sort of challenge yourself with. I think it's a really good shape. Next up, moving on something completely different, we've got the Tobin sweater from Cashmerette. This comes in sizes 12 to 28. Lovely thing about this, it's got 3 cup sizes. So you can either go for cup size C to D E to F or G to H. So great, love that. No FBAs for us. I included this one because I think this is the sort of pattern that we all want to be thinking about making and wearing at the moment. Cozy, warm, real wardrobe basic. So it comes with 3 different options, this pattern. There's the first option, which is a crew neck. Second option is a quite big kind of slouchy polo neck. And then the third option comes with a sort of polo neck that unbuttons. And the thing I like about it is there are quite a lot of mix and match features on this that you could use on different variants. You can see there's a version with a kind of seam across the kind of top of your chest. This would be really nice if you want to use different colour fabrics, colour blocking, even like a sweatshirting in 2 different colourways, same weight. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that you could do with this, and I think you'd get a lot of wear out of it. The other lovely thing about it is that it's got bust darts, and I personally love jersey patterns that have bust darts in. It just adds a bit more shaping in there. I don't know, I'm sure I've gone through this myself with a slightly bigger bust where you pull the jersey thing over and it's sort of, the pattern distorts over your boobs and then it's loose around here. So this will add in some shaping around there, which I think is fantastic. Anyone who hasn't come across Cashmerette Patterns before, she specialises in curvy patterns. She really regularly does different size cup options, bust cup options. She's definitely worth checking out actually, especially if you do have a bigger bust. You know, she really does take that into consideration. And yeah, I mean, classic winter staple to make for as it's getting colder over in the UK. Right, next one we've got the Caribou cape from Our Lady of Leisure. This comes in sizes 6 to 18. I popped this one in because I was sort of, while I was picking these, thinking a little bit about the Sew the Trends video that I did and things that I saw on the high street. And I did actually see quite a lot of capes on the high street when I was looking at outerwear, but I just didn't have time to sort of include everything that I saw. So if you're looking at that being like, ooh, I'm not sure, definitely on trend for this season. So I put this one in because I thought this was a really good piece of outerwear if you've never made outerwear before. It's really simple to construct. So this cape is only made out of 1, 2, 3, 4, it's like 5 or 6 pattern pieces, really simple. It's unlined, so if you were thinking about making this, that's definitely something to take into consideration in terms of your fabrication. So if you use something like a boiled wool for this, you wouldn't need to worry about it. It's not going to fray. You can just leave it cut raw. But if you've got something that frays, you're going to probably want to bind the seams on the inside. So you could do a really nice bound edge, which looks beautiful. I think it's called Hong Kong binding, where you bind both seams and press them flat. And if you do it in a contrast colour, it looks really nice and smart. But you could definitely make this quite quick. It wouldn't take too long to make. You're not going to have fit issues. It's just a fun make. And I thought the sample in that sort of check, big dramatic check, was really bang on trend for this season. There was lots of plaids or checks I saw in the high street. So yeah, it's a nice shape as well. Next one, this, I'm sure many of you have either seen this or bought it or planning to buy it or thinking about it. This is the Indigo top and dress from Tilly and the Buttons. This comes in sizes 6 to 24. It's available on the online shop. It's really nice, she's extended her size range a little bit, which is great, I think by 2 sizes. To be perfectly honest, when I saw this released, I was like, oh yeah, it's quite nice, you know, quite a kind of good, useful thing to have in my wardrobe. But actually, it was when I saw all the samples kind of popping up on Instagram that I really kind of got excited about it. If you haven't had a look, go and look up the hashtag Sewing Indigo and it will pop up with what everyone's made. I really like there's a couple of people made sort of slightly more dressy versions of this, and I hadn't thought about making it as in a slightly smarter fabric, and I think it works really well. So Key feature of the pattern, it comes in 2 variations. Yeah, 2 variations. So you can either make it in a dress or a top. There are 2 sleeve options. You can either have a kind of standard sleeve, or you can have a sleeve with a ruffle on. There are 2 sort of finishes to the seam along, you know, along the kind of, I guess it's empire line seam. You can either have a kind of normal seam gathered into the seam, or there's this sort of folded over, tucked under feature seam as well, which I have to say personally I preferred the other one. I prefer the kind of hidden one, but obviously horses for courses. I thought, yeah, it's a really good pattern. It's a really, you know, you're going to get loads of wear out of this. I really like this sort of tunic length version of this. So over your jeans, covers your hips. Yeah, it's a really good shape. I think you would enjoy making it, and I think you get a lot of wear out of it. One thing I was thinking in terms of, if you were looking at this and thinking, ooh, quite like it. So I love I'm going to show you the picture. So this dress version of this, in terms of like a bit of a hack, what happens if you put another layer of ruffles on that? So it makes it sort of midi length. It would look, I think it would look really nice. Anyway, that's just a thought. In terms of fabric for this, you can use pretty much anything. If you want it a bit more drapey, go for a viscose or a crepe. If you want it, you could also make this in a cotton as well. It won't drape as much, but it would still look really nice. So yeah, it's pretty versatile. Yeah, cotton lawn actually probably would be better. You need something a little bit lighter, but you know, the world is your oyster. So last but definitely not least, this is the Polaris top from French Poetry. It comes in sizes 6 to 16. Again, included this, I was thinking a little bit along the lines of what I'd seen, So the Trends, what was in the high street. There were quite a lot of these sort of, I don't know, I was going to say like barmaid tops, but that's definitely not what I mean. Yeah, so I saw quite a lot of these on the high street, and I included this because it's actually really, really simple to make. You can see from the line drawing, it's got basically a channel that runs along the top and around the sleeve cuffs where you put elastic in. There is an option to put a tie on the front. That's literally just sewn on as an extra detail. But really it's so simple. I mean, you could have this whipped up in no time. And I think it would be really nice, quite a useful one. It looked, I mean, you can see from the pictures of this, it looks lovely tucked into a pair of jeans. Yeah, and you could definitely whip this up in an afternoon for sure. So if you are going out this evening and you want something to make, I think you could have this done by this evening, so long as you have some elastic. But yeah, I thought it was a really nice, simple one. Right, that is it from me. I'm going to love you and leave you and let you get on with your weekends or whatever you're doing. And yeah, go check out the blog post for the full Magna Carta of pattern releases. Bye!